Hey y'all, it's Farmer MeeMaw, and I am a hot mess on a mission. And my mission today is I'm trying to feel better. I woke up this morning in a funk, and I don't know why, other than maybe it's hormonal, but I have just really questioned my own existence today. I've just been, I've been tearful, and y'all, if y'all are hearing the quacking, I'm sorry. The ducks, they're so cute. Let me just start out by saying one of the things I do to feel better is hang out with animals. And look at these cuties. There they are. Like, they were in a different part of the yard when I came out here. And whenever I sat down and started talking, like, they came from across the yard, and they've just been walking from one side of the picnic table to the other. Here, there's another little shot of them. They're like eating whatever they can find there in the grass, and they just make me giggle, y'all. So if you have animals, spend time with your animals, especially if you have like chickens or ducks or goats or pigs, some kind of farm animal that you can just watch and enjoy. They just enjoy the simple life. They're a good example for us. Something else that I did that immediately, it was almost instantaneous, and that made me feel better, was coming outside. Oh, please excuse the loud traffic noise. But as soon as I stepped out on the front porch, it was just like, it's like I have purpose again. And part of it, you guys, like EMFs, I really feel like I'm probably sensitive to just too much electronic stuff, and there's a lot of electronics in our bedroom. That's where like the routers and all that stuff comes into our house, and so just getting away from all of that technology. And my goal, eventually, there is a building that these ducks, they're just going back and forth, y'all. When I lived in a different place, I had a storage building, and when I moved here, my dad kept the storage building because I had two storage buildings here on this property. And so eventually, when they're no longer using it anymore, I'm going to bring that building back. I mean, it's a nice solid little building, but I'm going to bring it back onto my property, and it's going to become my she shed, except it's honestly, it's probably just going to be, I'm going to turn the shelving into bunk beds because they are built solid, and I'm going to sleep out there away from all of the electronics, the wiring, the EMFs, the cellular stuff. I am just going to sleep in the peace and quiet like I'm camping. And my husband thinks I'm nuts, but I'm serious as a heart attack. Something else that I did that makes me feel almost immediately better. So y'all heard me the other day talking about my LaCroix and balsamic vinegar mix that tastes kind of like a cola. You see, this is kind of red. This is a black raspberry fake ice. It's like, the tall skinny bottles of ice. This is, so it's sweetened. I told y'all before, it is nasty if you don't add sweetener or use something that has some kind of sweetener in it. But this is Sam's Club's brand, Members Mark ice, fake ice. And it is so good, y'all. And I didn't have to add sweetener because the ice are already sweet. My sister shared with me the other day, she uses, I think it's like a tropical, I don't know if it's pineapple coconut or tropical pineapple flavor, or citrus pineapple ice. And she adds heavy cream to it to make it almost kind of like a dreamsicle tropical kind of drink. And that sounded really good to me. And I actually added, I got a black raspberry, one of these. I just added a little bit of heavy cream to it in a little cup just to taste it. And it was pretty nice. So if that's something you're looking for, kind of a creamy drink, that's an option if you're trying to stay keto, or low carb or whatever. As long as you're not being dairy free. Anyway, but that was something like coming outside, getting a refreshing drink, spending time with animals or your children, because that was something else before I could even make it outside, before I even felt good enough to make it outside. And y'all, and I don't know what, it had to be hormones, because I'm like crying, like for no reason other than it's like, what is life, you know? But I knew there is no reason, really, logically, for me to be feeling like this. And so I walked into the kitchen, and I don't want to be crying in front of my son. But I walked in there, and I kind of laughed, and I was like, I've turned over my tear box, you know, like your giggle box. You know, if you ever talked about turning over your giggle box when you were little and you just couldn't stop laughing? And I was kind of laughing, but I mean, I was crying, and I was like, did you turn it over? What happened? I was like, because I know there's nothing wrong. And then I was like, I think it's just because I'm getting old. And so I was just kind of making light of it, but just talking to my son and just like being honest about it, about what's going on, you know. It's just like I'm crying for no reason. But I was just really feeling like if I would have stayed alone in my room, I mean, I was feeling like I was in the depths of despair. Just like 30 minutes ago, I'm crying, I'm texting my husband, I'm like, I don't feel like I know what the point of life is. It's just like, it's one of those days. And I have these days, every now and then, and it's usually right after that, it was like, oh, I could have predicted that. This must be that part of that, you know, that cycle of our hormones and whatnot. Except I can't really track that anymore because I'm not operating on that. Like menopause has everything messed up, so nothing is predictable. But usually whenever I go through something like this, and I feel like in the last couple of days, I just felt like I couldn't eat enough, and that it usually goes along with it as well. So I'm going to start. Something else you can do is eat healthy. I think one of the mistakes I made yesterday is I had too much food that was not good for me. Things that were not keto, that are things that I don't eat on a regular basis, period. And over the last week, I've probably had, repeated episodes of eating bad things. And I woke up this morning with a headache. And let me tell you, if I eat sugar or bread, and that may be a big part of it, because anytime I eat sugar or bread, I completely lose all of my motivation to do anything and get anything done. And like the last 2 days have been beautiful, and they would be perfect days for working outside. And I just feel like I can't focus on anything to do outside. But let me just say, yesterday I have a Great Pyrenees, and she was filthy, and she needed to be treated. She needed to be like treated for fleas and all that good stuff, and she needed a good bath, and she needed a good trim. And we just butchered her hair. I mean, bless her heart. But she needed it desperately, and I'll take her to a groomer at some point. But right now, you know, we're just taking care of it ourselves. Do y'all hear them? They're like right here. Here's your duck update. There they are, right there at the corner of the table. And there they go. They're just running around. But anyway, so I don't know what I was talking about. The ducks distracted me. I was talking about getting outside, eating right. That's the other one. And so I think part of it is because I have eaten bad foods and I've lost that motivation, and that is just a spiral for me with like my ADHD brain. And so it's really important for me, if I'm going to feel good, I need to be consistent with eating well. And by eating well, I mean no breads, no processed foods, nothing with sugar in it, you know, low carb, good healthy fats, things like that. That's what I need to do. And so I'm getting back on track. I think I've done good today. Last night I went walking with a friend. I have no idea how far we walked because my Fitbit broke and I'm so sad. But I think we walked at least a couple of miles. And So that helps. Getting out and moving, exercising, moving your body, something else very important for feeling better. And I need to do that again tonight. Our plan is to do that again tonight. Part of me, to be honest, when I was feeling just like down in the depths of despair a little while ago, I was thinking about canceling because I just like, I don't know if I can just muster the energy and the motivation and the wherewithal to just, you know, get dressed and go walking later tonight. And but now I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm good. I'll be okay, and I need it. I need this exercise. Back whenever I first went keto and I was dropping a lot of weight, during that time I was walking a lot. So I was moving my body. And you guys, moving your body is so important for so many reasons. When I'm walking, like when I was going every day and walking around that lake, and I was like walking 2 miles every day, and I was running a little bit during that, my blood pressure was the lowest it's been in like 19 years, since before I got pregnant with my now almost 20-year-old. So moving your body, whether it's good for your blood pressure, it's also good for your brain, it's good for your vagus nerve, it's good for your lymphatic system. It is good for your body. It's not about burning calories. That's not what it is. But you've got to like get everything kind of moving and going so that your body can detox and it can move all the bad stuff around and out where it needs to go. So I highly recommend exercising. And so I think that's most of the stuff. You know, being productive can help you to feel good, but to be honest, I don't know that I can be productive. And let me just say this, sometimes just accepting that you're going to have an unproductive day, or just giving yourself the grace of like considering, okay, this is going to be kind of a vacation day, because you guys, even God rested on the seventh day. Even God had a day off, and he knew how important it was for us. So he kind of mandated that we take a day off too, and we need to really work on that and do better. Where do they think they're going? They've never been this far up in the yard before. I think it's because I'm up here. Like they'll come up over to this side, but they've never gone past the picnic table before. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today, and I hope it helps if you ever have those days where you're just in the downy dumps. Muster, you know, and start with the easiest thing first. Maybe it's just going and washing your face. Maybe it's taking a shower. Today, like taking a shower is just too much for me to do right now, but I could make it outside. I could step out into the sunshine and just immediately start to feel better. And talk to somebody. That's kind of, you're my somebody. You're the one I'm talking to, and you're helping me feel better. And one of the reasons that I am making this video is because I want to share with you the reality of it. Sometimes I feel like crap, and sometimes I don't want to do anything, but I've got to push forward, and I've got to find a way. And one of those ways is talking to you guys. You guys always, even though you're not really right here, right now, this isn't a live stream, knowing that I'm talking to you, it just gives me energy and it gives me joy, and that helps me to feel better. And so, you know, talking to somebody can help you. Being outside, being around animals, being around other people, cool, refreshing drink, eating right, exercising, all of these things can help you to feel better whenever you're having a bad day. And so I highly recommend them. And on that note, the locusts are going to come out now, and I'm going to tell you goodbye for now. But I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Bye, y'all.